All right, so a question that is bound to come up. How many grams of carbohydrate should you really try to consume or try to limit to? But on top of that, what do you do if you have a few too many carbohydrates and you go over that number? Okay, well, the general rule of thumb is we want to keep the carbohydrates as low as possible. But if you try to go for zero carbohydrates, you're not going to be having a pleasant time. You're going to be missing out on a lot of different vitamins, a lot of different minerals, and different nutrients that you need just to function in the way of daily life. So what you want to focus on is aiming for about 30 to 50 grams of carbohydrates depending on your weight. Okay, if you're over 200 pounds, try to keep it under 50 grams. If you're under 200 pounds, just softly aim for about 30 grams. Those carbohydrates should be coming from vegetable or plant sources as much as possible. For example, if you have some almonds, almonds are high in fat, low in carbohydrates, but 1 ounce of almonds still have between 5 and 7 grams of carbohydrates. Obviously, over time, over the course of the day, that's going to add up. And if you're not careful and you're getting all of your fats and all of your calories from nuts, then all of a sudden you might be at that 30 to 50 range before you know it. Then you have that piece of zucchini and boom, you're over 50 and you're out of ketosis. Now, I'm not trying to scare you or anything. I just want to arm you with the knowledge so that you know what to expect. The cool thing is, if you knock yourself out of ketosis, you're going to get back into it a lot faster than you did the first time, because you're not having to burn through all the stored carbohydrates that were stored in your muscles and stored in your liver. You see, you might slightly refill that reservoir, you might slightly refill your carbohydrate stores in your muscles, maybe by 1 or 2%, but you're certainly not going to be loading yourself up with 300 or 400 grams of carbohydrates to fill up your body's glycogen stores. So you're going to get back into ketosis that much faster. But here's what you do. If you go over that amount of carbohydrates, make sure that you have a couple tablespoons of coconut oil and try to get yourself back into that fat mode as fast as possible. Get those MCTs in, those medium chain triglycerides from coconut oil, from palm oil, things like that, so that you can induce your body to start burning fats again. That way, it's going to allow you to get back into that state really, really fast without having to deal with that keto flu again. Super, super important. Now, some of the carbohydrate sources that you're bound to encounter. Okay, even leafy greens, even salads, even spinach, even kale, they have carbohydrates. They're called trace carbohydrates. They don't affect our blood sugar. So they don't cause a spike in insulin. They don't cause that rise and fall of insulin, that rise and fall in blood sugar that can normally make us feel lethargic or kick us out of ketosis. So eat as many vegetables as you can. Now, it's also important to note that you're going to be extremely deficient in magnesium and potassium if you don't get your greens in. So even though I'm saying you can eat some bacon, you can eat some cheese, you can eat some eggs and things like that, it doesn't mean that you go completely carnivorous on me and just eat fats and meat. You should absolutely be getting those veggies in. In fact, since you are deprived of different nutrients and deprived of an insulin spike, it's even more important that you get the greens in. However, you can enjoy them in ways that you ordinarily wouldn't have enjoyed them. For example, saute some spinach in a bunch of coconut oil. Saute some kale in a bunch of coconut oil. Steam some broccoli and then add some organic cheddar cheese on it. Just get your veggies in. Start viewing your vegetables as simple nutrient delivery systems. There are ways for you to get your vitamins and your specific minerals that you need, specifically magnesium and specifically potassium. And if you absolutely, positively can't get the nutrients in via vegetables, make sure that you're getting them in through some form of supplementation. And I've made some recommendations within the program for ones that I personally use when I'm in ketosis. So hopefully that can help you out. But the general rule of thumb, 30 to 50 grams of carbohydrates at the most daily. In the next video, I'm going to talk about the right kind of exercise that you can use to get yourself into ketosis faster, but also to ensure that you don't pop out of ketosis in case you have a couple extra carbs. And in a subsequent video, I'm also going to talk about how you should plan your cheat meals, how you should plan when you should have carbs, and what kind of person would benefit from having additional carbohydrates now and then. So until then, enjoy ketosis, get yourself in the mix. I'll see you in the next video.